Hey everyone, I hope everyone is doing absolutely amazing tonight. I have a tarot card reading for you. This may address divine masculine, it may address divine feminine, it may be a combination of both. We're going to let spirit lead this. I don't know what's going to come out. We're going to just figure it out. I'm chosen a couple of decks that I'm going to lead with, and then I am going to go as guided. So let's see. What is this? Spirit, what does the collective need to know? Divine masculine and divine feminine. What does the collective need to know tonight? What does the collective need to know? Okay. I'll take that one and that one. Okay, that too. All right. I'm being called to this one too. Bottom, get mixed up. Going like that one. I guess we'll go in threes. That one. And that one. All right. These are situational, and we will check those out in a minute. But for now, we're going to get the bigger cards. Okay, well. All right, I will shuffle them out, and then we will discuss. What is the collective? Okay, I didn't want to grab 4. I wanted to keep it at 3, but I'm being called that I'm told that I need to take it as well. And then we're going to get a few. Whoa, okay, wow. Yeah, about that. I'm taking that one. Okay, and those two. There are a lot of cards here, so let's just see what we have, and then we're gonna see what we're working with. You had a selfish person in the mix. It was my way or the highway. They were arrogant. This reminds me. Okay, so I'm gonna say they had pride, and when I see pride, I think about a pride of lions. It could be a Leo. I also have ego on this card, but this person wanted control of the situation, although they felt out of control. With this card here that says love spell, they feel like you put them under some sort of a spell, and you did not. I'm sure for most of you out there, you didn't do anything like that at all. What else, Spirit? But with the illumination card here, it says awakening, discovery, truth. They're discovering the truth about the situation. If there was a spell put on them, it was from a third party karmic. Had nothing to do with you whatsoever. There could have been. I mean, people do this, so it's possible that the third party definitely, did something like that. I don't feel like it's my divine feminine. We don't do that. We don't need to. We have a love that just draws. We can't help it. But it looks like you got fed up with their selfishness, their arrogance, their stubbornness. But says police station. I'm going to get some tarot to just go over that one and see what we got there. I've also got side hustle. It's funny story. If I'm in your city, this just might be me. It literally says Uber Eats on it. It says side hustle. So one of you could deliver food for Uber Eats or have some type of a significant. I got to hold that up to the camera. I did not notice that. That is so funny. So one of you, because it is one of my side hustles, that's hilarious. So some of you again may be, they may be in the restaurant industry. You could be in the restaurant industry. You could just have, a side hustle, food. You could be a foodie. I'm getting off that card. So one of you might have gotten blocked. And if it's you, Divine Feminine, that did the blocking, and you're getting like spam calls and texts with a blocked throat chakra. I just did my meditation with my sound bowls, and the throat chakra was so off. So very off. So somebody, not only we have blocked, Spirit is saying a blocked throat chakra, but I'm seeing internet. Like perhaps you've blocked this person on social media. Maybe they blocked you. Could be a two-way street. Who knows? But and when I start telling my truth, I also burp. You'll come to find this about me. It looks like, people create burner numbers to call and text. This person, Divine Feminine, the Divine Masculine likes to hear your voice, But you guys have been going round and round, cycles, lessons, and triggers. This person has triggered you to grow, and you likely have tried to trigger, not try to trigger, but triggered them to grow as well. And, maybe they're resisting, which is why I said tried. It came out that way. Spirit, what is this about police station? That's a car. Could just get control off that too. Oh, okay. They're in a jail of their own. They want to move forward towards you, but they feel like it's too late. We got the Two of Cups reversed and the Chariot moving forward, and then we got to clarify police station. Police station doesn't necessarily mean that anyone's in trouble with the law. It may just mean that they are in a jail of their mind. They feel like they can't do anything. Again, with the cycles, triggers, lessons, going round and round. This person, you guys have probably gone in cycles and had the same crap different day over and over and over and over and over again. But this person may feel like you're finished, like done. And they want to move towards you, but they feel like they've waited too long. They're in just a jail within their mind is what I'm talking about, or what I'm thinking from that one. I'm going to set these over here briefly so we can look at these other cards. Actually, put my tarot cards back. All right. Let's see what we've got here. Let's go with these first. Nourishment. And this was in reverse, and I'm being called to say, you're being asked to take time out for self-care. This person isn't doing well as far as self-care. You could have been this person's joy, their nourishment. They may have felt themselves to be extremely happy, but I am feeling called to say that maybe the last few times you started to call them on their crap, so you're more like the Queen of Swords at this point. You're kind of over it because you're fed up. You're fed up, of lies and indiscretions and all the things. But this person's missing your nourishment. Here's Earth shifts. We're in Mercury retrograde right now, and we just had a full moon last night. You are very connected to Mother Earth, and as such, you experience all that she does. This was in reverse as well. So with Earth shifts being in reverse, I'm going to put it up right, but it's noted. This is an 8. This is 17, which boils down to 8. This is 72, which boils to 9. This is like a progression. Your person is missing the nourishment. You gave them grounding. And maybe when they try to communicate with you, they had a very difficult time in communication. I'm having a very tough time getting out what I want to say. And I know what I want to say. That's not typical for me. So Mercury is in retrograde, and this person maybe their energy feels very cut off and cold at this time, and also this person's not grounded at all. They're just all over the place. Again, reverse. Karma. This person knows that they need to bring you fairness and justice about something that they weren't honest about. And they could be suffering karma for that at this time because they aren't doing what the divine said. And this boils down to an 11, which is a master number. Someone could be born in November. Someone could be born 7/2 or in July or February. This could be a person born in June or July, another reference to July. And then this is June and this is May. So, I mean, 5/6 or 6/5 could be something. This person could be suffering karma because they're not getting their nourishment from you. And, maybe this was exhausting to you because the person didn't pour back into your cup. They left you unnourished and they took whatever they could. And your energy is rich and healing. And your person feels like, with the fed up card, that they're not going to get this back. Separation, division, and integration. This separation is 11/11, as I looked up a second ago on the clock. Expansion, prosperity, and growth. In the separation, this person is growing. They know they have to grow to meet you where you are, or they can't come. The timeline will not match up. You can't jump to a higher timeline unless they do the work. And you want divine feminine wants divine masculine to come. 35 could be something. 5/3 or 3/5, March, May. 27, 2/7 or 7/2, July, another reference to July. That's a 3rd July reference. We're in the month of July during this reading, but it is timeless. So, but it could be February 7th or July 2nd. Then we have 32, 3/2 or 2/3. Release, clear, and align. So in the separation, this person is having to go into expansion and growth. The prosperity won't come, and this could be something divine feminine is also doing, recreating her life. So even though you may be divided right now, divine feminine, I know I am, going into a period of prosperity, growth, expansion, and dreams, and doing things just that I feel aligned with doing, that I'm feeling like the divine is calling me to do. Growing, school. Some of you could be taking a class. Some of you could be planning for your future, like what you're going to do when you get out of that class. And your divine masculine is in awe of you because they see you do everything that you say you're going to do, and you make it big. There could have been a lot of change for you in the last 1.5 to 3 years. You may not even appear the same physically to others. And I'm going to read these. Don't know that I'll read these, but I'm feeling called to read these 3. Death. This person, and this is in reverse, this person is resisting change. But they have to change if they want to meet you where you are. This is another 36. I think we have a 3/6 and 6/3. We did not. We have a 3/5. There's 35 and 36 though, and 2 different decks. Guides, and this shows water. This person has been guided to change in the separation so they can grow and they can come up to your timeline and align with you. They're being called very strongly to do this by the divine and their guides. Again, with the grounded, you may be very grounded, divine feminine. With this earth shifts and the grounding, the reference to grounding and being connected to the earth, this person came in on the negative. You may be extremely grounded. And this person thrives off that energy, and they know that they're running out of time. Or perhaps they're delusional and they think that this is fated and they can come in and out as they please. But Divine Feminine has another message. No, absolutely not. All right, we've got 41, 22, 7, another freaking 7. July, 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 July. This breaks down to a 5. This also, there's a couple of 5s here. 55 is also a master number. Let's read these. Put on the glasses so I can actually read to you. We've got time. Let's see. Actually, let's look at guides first. We'll do them in order. Your spirit guides and ancestors are calling to you now. They surround you with their love and protection. Oh, and it felt like there's a karma card in here. Oh, duh, right here. Karma, your ancestors and your spirit guides could be giving this person ass whooping, like a material ass whooping, spiritual ass whooping right now. Really. This is what this actually seems like. You are super protected. And this person maybe didn't understand why when your energy leaves them, things start to go downhill for them. It's because your ancestors are like, no, you're not going to treat her like that. You're not going to, no, we're not going to put up with you treating Divine Feminine like that. She's a good person. And when I say she, I apologize. It's the Divine Feminine. It's an energy. It's not necessarily a she or a he. It's however you identify. I, for ease of use, call it she or he or what have you. So please take it as it resonates and please don't be offended. Thank you. They surround you with love and protection and also offer you their wisdom. So you could be getting downloads left and right in regard to the situation. Allowing these helping spirits, allow these helping spirits into your world today. You are not alone. Meditate on this when you need assistance from your spiritual team. Maybe this is a really good way. I'm learning about hypnotherapy right now, but this is an amazing way of putting yourself into trance because we're in trance a lot during the day. Like if you've ever been in a vehicle and you wind up like real close to your destination, you're like, holy crap, how did I get here? Yeah, you've been in trance the whole time. You're scrolling aimlessly on Facebook or whatever, YouTube, whatever, scrolling on social media. Not YouTube necessarily, but you're scrolling, you're in trance. So people don't really understand what it is to be in trance, and there was a whole point to this, and damned if I can remember. Nice. Let me take a peek. Oh, meditation. What I was gonna say. Oh, I'm sorry. Spirit has got me all over the place because I'm getting downloads left and right. So I apologize for the craziness. But anyways, putting on like a visual of, say, the ocean or some form of water and just looking into the water. It's kind of like scrying, but you will get a lot of downloads like this if you put yourself into trance. It's much easier for the divine to communicate because you're calm and you're it's contemplative prayer for those of you who pray, or whatever. It's also contemplative prayer where you're sitting there and you're just kind of waiting for God to give you, you know, whatever he wants to give you, really, or she, or they, whatever they want to give you, the downloads, all of it, just sitting there and just kind of staring off in trance, looking at something, whatever. You can call it what you want. It doesn't matter. It's just receiving information from, source. So really maybe look at a water type of a situation or scenario on the television, or flickering, actually fire too, flickering like a, you know how a lot of times people will put YouTube videos of a fireplace on the television. I mean, you can literally use that. You can put it on your, screen on your laptop and kind of sit there and just look at it into the flames. You'll get downloads like this too. It's awesome. It's really, and it's peaceful. It puts you into a deep state of relaxation as well. So let's see, what do we have? Got grounded at 22. Have you been feeling spacey, confused, or unable to focus? Your person has, because your energy isn't there to help ground them. Drawing this card means your energy is scattered or you're not fully connected to your body. This person could disassociate. Time to reconnect with your physical body and its connection to the earth. Meditation, being outdoors, movement, and root vegetables all can help you feel more grounded. And also putting your feet directly into the ground can also help you feel much more grounded. Let's see, number 36. The noticeable end of the cycle or a situation. Grieving or mourning a loss in order to heal. It's time to watch the old way leave itself in the past. Allow feelings of grief or sadness to move through you with ease. Meditate on this when you want to honor an ending, a loss, or letting go in your life with grace. Without death, there is no life, and vice versa. And also, your person knows, one very strong message that I'm getting is that your person knows they cannot come back in the same energy. They must change that. They must go through this metamorphosis in order to, like I said earlier, to come into your timeline. They cannot come with you on your expansion if they can't. They have to heal. They have to heal. So it's going to be like a death and rebirth completely. Wiping out the old toxic ways of being and healing it and finding out why. What another thing I'm learning also in hypnotherapy, and I plan on starting to offer those services as well eventually, but within hypnotherapy you will learn that the limitations that you are this self-imposed prison that your person has them in, sometime between the age of 0 and 7 they learn a coping mechanism to keep them quote unquote safe, because that's one of the jobs of the subconscious mind, is to keep us safe. And whether that looks crazy to somebody, like why would you push someone who loves you away? Well, it could deal with assault of some sort as a 0 to 7-year-old child, and that people that love them say they love them but do things that are, whatever, abusive or whatever, and then in the next breath they say that they love them. Well, we learn as a small child that love isn't safe. It is not safe to receive love from somebody because somebody provided us toxic love when we were a child. So your person has to go deep within and agree with the subconscious mind that it's time to release whatever belief it is and to have the strength. And it is a lot. It's a ton, because I'm actually doing these sessions myself so that I can become a hypnotherapist, but I'm having to personally go through these sessions, and dredging up those beliefs are hard because 9 times out of 10, they're emotional to some degree. There's some logical ones, whatever, but most of that crap is emotional. It comes from childhood wounding, especially if you've had a really rough life. It's really hard to uncover the thoughts of, seeing parents go, just for instance, for one thing, being so excited that your dad was there because he never showed up. He was never there. So you got all, whatever attention you could from him, and that was enough for you. Well, Divine Feminine, before healing, is like, oh, Divine Masculine, thank you for whatever, you give me. But as that wound heals, she realizes, oh, absolutely freaking not. I'm not putting up with that crap. I don't need it. And eventually she learns, some people take longer than others, that running to someone else doesn't help because you're still seeking external validation instead of looking to heal whatever is going on within. And sometimes we jump back to old habits. There's the throat chakra. Someone doesn't want me telling you this. But yeah, sometimes we run back to old habits just out of, ease of use or loneliness or whatever. But eventually we get okay with being with ourselves, you know what I mean? And then when we give self-love, everyone else all come out of the woodwork all at one time to want to love you. So heal those wounds, Divine Feminine, because that is part of this journey, for sure. And Divine Masculine, as your Divine Feminine heals, you're supposed to be healing to you're being called to walk away from things that no longer serve you, relationships, people, places, things, addictions, all that. The Divine is saying, you want a better life? You have to take a step forward. You cannot continue the cycles, because what's going to happen is it's going to be lessons, round and freaking round. Look at that. Then down the drain. That's where your life will go, is right here down this drain. Divine Masculine. And Divine Feminine, when you allow this from him or from them, from your Divine Masculine, you're going around in these circles with them. And until you get off this merry-go-round, this Ferris wheel that goes too fast, that makes you want to barf all over the place, no. You're going to keep learning the same lesson over and over and over again. And once you get off and you start knowing your worth, your Divine Masculine has no choice but to either step up and honor you or walk. Whichever. If he wants to stay in his comfort zone with people that mirror him and his energy instead of coming up into yours, let him. You're not losing anything until they heal. You're not losing anything, Divine Feminine, at all. Even if he's with another person. You know what? And don't play you don't compete where you don't compare. Because we don't. The Divine Feminine can't be replaced. And the Divine Masculine knows that. But he's staying in surface level type situations sometimes, because they don't require him to grow. He's not happy. He knows where his heart is. His heart's with you. But you won't just accept any old thing. You have goals. You're going to meet those goals no matter what. No one is going to tell you otherwise, and you're going to build a whole empire all by yourself because you're the Empress. He doesn't want to step and jump up on his throne? That's all right. I'm going to build it anyway. So Divine Masculine, get it together. Or not. Whatever. But they're being called to do that. They definitely are being called to step up to the plate, grow up, get out of Peter Pan syndrome, because, I mean, yeah, you can do it for the rest of your life, but you're never going to be happy. Truly. You can have all the things that look pretty, but all the glitters is not gold. Not at all. Divine Masculine, very much an ego. Very much. In 3D, worried about what other people think, pleasing the same people who's got the generational curses that have passed on to them, trying to please them. Doesn't make sense. You got to stop pleasing the people of the generations prior to you that you need to break their cycles and curses. You can't keep going the way that they go, or else guess what? You're going to wind up right there along with them, miserable as crap. But, it's okay. I guess. I'm not going to do it. But, for some people, they don't know how to get out. They're really they think, I want to, but I don't even know how. But they aren't listening to their intuition the Divine clearly telling them to take a step forward, but they won't do it. So they're ignoring the divine. Whatever. It is what it is, I guess. But that's the answer. The answer, divine masculine, is to take the first step forward into the unknown and trust that God's got your back every single time. But life could be so much more abundant if you would take that first leap forward. I'm going to read these and I'm going to wrap it up. Just these three. Because I'm feeling called to do that. Feeling called to do. Oh, hello. I'm looking all over. Don't know where anything. This is a Black Moon Lilith Cosmic Alchemy Oracle, just in case anybody is interested in knowing. I know I have some folks that like to know about this. Okay, so we've got the first one, separation, which we know we're in. Okay. Real and raw honesty with yourself is needed right now, and that goes for both of you. When the separation oracle card comes up, you have important choices to make and decisions. When you go through internal growth, your external must also shift. The separation phase in alchemy is like finding the courage to letting go of a draining contract, finally taking the next step in a project, or stopping harmful habits. What did I just freaking finish saying? This is a brand new deck. I don't know anything about this deck. We've already talked about addiction and letting go of people's places and things. Or stepping into a next project. Like if they're divine feminine, if there is a project, like a creative project that you've been feeling urged to do, you need to do it now. It's time. It's important. It says, this is accepting a new love into your life that may not be your typical type. That's come up many times. But it's for your highest good. That may mean, divine feminine, that it's time to allow someone in while your divine masculine is doing whatever the heck he's doing over here, to allow somebody in to show you, to remind you how lovable you actually are. And sometimes that winds up being a permanent situation. Divine masculine, divine feminine don't always come into union, but they always catalyze each other into changing. At least some for divine masculine. He can stay stuck and not complete his end of the contract in this lifetime, but miserable times to come, or whatever, divine is saying. And it may not be what he thought he wanted for himself. Like he may have thought that he wanted to go on this business venture over here, but the divine's like, no, we have different things for you to do here on this earth. That is not what you're being called to do. But they want to be stubborn and egotistical. They want to do things their way. But divine feminine, this card is telling you it's time to start looking at new love into your life that might not be your typical type. And divine masculine, if you feel like your divine feminine isn't your traditional type and you're worried about what other people say, I guess it would be time to dial that back and determine what you think about divine feminine, rather than worrying about what the world says. Because guess what? Who cares? If you're happy, what difference does it make? You've gained clarity, and now it's time to choose yourself first, cutting ties of discord. So if this person is causing you chaos, let them go. Those who are meant to come along on the ride will accept the new version of yourself that you're stepping into. Exactly. And they will rise to meet you. This is the third stage of the alchemical magnum opus that cleanses the soul through the mystical element of air and is associated with Mars, the planet of action. In esoteric symbolism and modern tarot, air is associated with swords, which actively cut and sever to effect change. In alchemy, separation is the cleansing of matter through the process of cutting out or separating. After this stage, you're left with the parts of yourself that you want to keep and continue with on your ascension path. While it can feel painful to let go, lightening your load is necessary for your healing journey. It's for both of you. If that's letting go of divine masculine while he works on his crap, or for divine masculine, if that's letting go of that karmic situation that might look good on paper, but it's not leading you down your life journey and it's not fulfilling you, it's time to walk away from it, plain and simple. Separation phase shadow work. It says writing is a powerful form of inner work and alchemy. Take time to relax in a private space with a pen and a journal. Separate the page into two columns labeled yes and no. Decide what actions, people, and situations, thoughts are aligned with your inner self and add those to the yes column. And I would challenge this. It says, put what is not aligned in the no column. After meditate on your thoughts. The answer to your question lies within. It's time to identify what in your life no longer aligns and what belongs in the new world you're creating. I like these. This deck's amazing. This is really, really good. But I challenge this just a little bit because have you ever noticed someone says, don't look at that blue car? All you can see is blue cars. So I would challenge you not to put in anything in the no column. Just acknowledge or picture yourself like cutting ties with it, whether that's an addiction, a person, whatever, a job that's no longer serving, whatever the case. Instead of writing it in any type of a column, you write what aligns with your life. That whatever it is that you do want for your life, and then picture yourself clipping the rest, like in your mind's eye. Take a moment to sever yourself from whatever it is that no longer serves you. Let's see, Jupiter, expansion, prosperity, and growth. And Divine Feminine, I feel like we are on this journey here. When I tell you things are changing in our world so fast and we are coming into great alignment with our calling, our higher calling, and it's really cool. It's a positive sign from the universe when the Jupiter card shows up in a reading. Jupiter is the 5th planet from the sun and the largest in the solar system. Just like, excuse me, its physical size, it manifests growth and expansion as it moves and speaks with the planets in your chart. Jupiter is here to light your way towards progress. You can feel the urge to delve into your spiritual and shadow work practices or have the opportunity to teach others, which some of us are doing. With my hypnotherapy, again, I plan on helping others through, the shadow work process. When this card appears, expect new people, places, and experiences to come into your life and elevate your consciousness. Travel can be incredibly healing for you at this time. Bali, I would recommend it. It's beautiful. In ancient Roman mythology, Jupiter was the king of the gods, known as Zeus in Greece. He controlled the sky, thunder, and weather. Jupiter rules over optimistic fire sign of Sagittarius, and that could be Sagittarius, could be in your chart. Water sign, and the intuitive water sign of Pisces. Pisces, this could relate to you somehow, with each representing one of the planet's two sides. Sagittarius invokes the lucky, expansive half, while Pisces invokes the spiritual, intuitive, and imaginative side. In your birth chart, your Jupiter sign can indicate how you can create wealth, experience, and growth in your life. It reveals what comes easily to you, what your talent is, and your key to abundance. Identify your Jupiter sign in your birth chart and check with the following list to see how you manifest through this planet of growth. And you can pause the video here and go to, I think it's like Astro Cafe or astrologycafe.com to figure out what sign you have in Jupiter. So if it's Jupiter in Aries, this is how to manifest according to your Jupiter sign. Jupiter in Aries, forward-thinking leadership is how you manifest. Jupiter in Taurus, pleasure and sensuality is how you manifest. Okay, that's questionable. It's a little strange. Jupiter in Gemini, communication and social connections is how you manifest. Jupiter in Cancer, counseling and nurturing. Jupiter in Leo, self-expression and generosity. Jupiter in Virgo, service and organization. Jupiter in Libra, relationships and equality. Jupiter in Scorpio, business-mindedness. My Jupiter is actually in Scorpio. Jupiter in Sagittarius, inspiring optimism. Jupiter in Capricorn, discipline and patience. Jupiter in Aquarius, humanitarianism and innovation. Jupiter in Pisces, intuition and creativity. A burst of luck and abundance is on its way. The universe is here to support you. So if you do have, like I said, that creative endeavor, go after that, particularly the divine feminine. And, and he may be going through some growth and expansion in that regard as well, or divine masculine. Okay, then we have the nodes of the moon. Release, clear, and align. Prepare yourself. Life changes are coming. When the nodes of the moon card appears, direction and shifts are headed your way. You're releasing limiting habits. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh. I freaking love this. And I just have to take a minute because when I am certified, I will be helping people clear limiting beliefs. And this is really talking about this. I just got this deck. I haven't read any of these cards because I literally just got this deck like the other day, and it's been sitting on the thing over here just chilling. That is so cool. You're releasing limiting habits, old behaviors, and situations that have blocked your progress. Talents, ideas, and new opportunities will soon emerge, creating pleasure in your life. While change can bring discomfort, it's important to surrender. You are moving toward a more fulfilling direction that will light up your soul, connecting you with Source. So it could be very well a spiritual, like, calling of some sort. How cool! Because I feel like this is completely speaking to me. Oh my gosh. It's time for you to awaken to the truth of who you are and align with your higher self. The north and south nodes of the moon are also called lunar nodes. They're extremely important points in astrology. The lunar nodes are not planets. They are where the moon crosses paths with the sun's ecliptic. As a result, they are always 180 degrees or opposite from one another. So, for example, Aries north node will always have a Libra south node. Okay, hello. Okay. You also can't have transformative solar or lunar eclipses without the north and the south nodes of the moon. In Vedic astrology, they're called Rahu, north node, and Ketu, south node, a demon snake in the Hindu mythology. The north and south nodes represent our karmic life direction. The south node indicates the talents you've mastered in a past life, your natural strengths, and your comfort zone. But those are things that you need to move away from because either you've already mastered them or they're your comfort zone. The north node is your soul's direction and the talents that you must develop in this lifetime. You have to go after these type of things. For me, my north node is in Sagittarius. So with that said, my Sagittarius talks about culture, travel, education. Those are the things I need to be going towards and learning about, which is so cool because it's what I do. It's my channel. It's where you will feel the most fulfilled. Most of us lean on our south node early in life before we feel the sting of misalignment and are influenced to make a change. It's time to release the fear, let go of patterns that are holding you back. All right, this is a really long reading anyway, so I'm going to get just 2 or 3 messages from your person if they could be 100% honest with you and take it as it resonates, divine masculine or divine feminine, whichever. They could be coming from either one of you. Okay. Not the right time, clearly. I'm overwhelmed with responsibilities and I don't have time or energy for a relationship and attached to my ex. There's that karmic. There's that karmic influence. I'm attached to my ex emotionally, physically, or spiritually. I need time and space to break this connection. They do want to be with you, but they definitely need mother wounds. My mother is a big influence on my behavior now as an adult. I have challenges with connecting to the divine feminine energy within me and externally, and that could be for either one of you as well. That's crazy. All right, one more. Okay. Others' opinions. That is what I said earlier. You could be different than their normal type, absolutely. I feel bound by my culture, my family's beliefs on how I should live my life. I'm working towards breaking free from limiting myself based on their beliefs. Breaking limiting beliefs. That's amazing. Oh my goodness. I've talked about everything that I pulled up. I've talked about it before. And that's all I have for you because it's getting late and this is a really long reading, longer than most. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Take care. Got hiccups. Have a good one, guys.